I'm Murray Feldman with the WWJ Newsradio 950 Michigan Money Summit Moments. Some of the tips from the Michigan Money Summit that we held in Novi that you may have missed. Here they are for you on WWJ.com. And here is Jane McNamara from the GreenPath Debt Solutions organization based in Farmington Hills. And you have been very, very busy with people who have trouble right now and need help. What mistakes are they making?
Well, people are not paying attention to how they're spending their money. They're not using some kind of spending plan. And for so many years, people have thought that it just wasn't sexy to have a budget. But you need to figure out how much money you have coming in, where it's going out, and how you're spending it.
Mistakes we make when we're putting together a budget. We don't sometimes budget for everything, and sometimes we don't even write it down. We just estimate in our mind, well, I'm sure food probably costs X amount.
Right. And people have a tendency to ignore things like insurance, which we have to have. We have to have insurance on our vehicles. More and more people are having to pay for part of their insurance premium with their employer, so that needs to be considered. Another thing that people have a tendency to forget is when they're stopping in the morning to get that specialty coffee and spending that money, the money that goes in vending machines, the cash that they're spending, because it's real easy for that money to get away quickly.
And one of the things that we should mention is, and we saw here in the audience at the Michigan Money Summit, that everybody's in this boat. It's not just you, and you're not alone in there. And talking about it with people who know what they're doing and can help you can actually provide the future and increase not only your wealth, but help you get out of debt.
Well, absolutely. And people don't need to be embarrassed because they're in debt or they're having trouble with money. We generally don't teach children how to manage money, and for those of us who are a little older, like you and I are, unless our parents taught us, we certainly didn't learn how to manage money. And so there is help available, and professional, confidential, valid help that can assist consumers in regaining control of their finances.
If I want to walk into or make a phone call first before I walk into GreenPath Debt Solutions, what am I going to find? Is it going to cost me anything?
No, there is no charge for that confidential initial counseling session that we do with people, and we assess how much money they have coming in, how much money they have going out, and what they're doing with it, and then make recommendations to them as to how they can improve their situation to achieve the goals they want to achieve.
And sometimes you even work with creditors on the consumer's behalf.
Absolutely, and we will negotiate terms of repayment with the creditors, and in many cases the interest rates can be lowered, the fees can be lowered or eliminated on those credit cards. We also work with mortgage companies as well. We also handle medical debt and student loans. So we really we do the gamut. We call it a holistic approach to handling your debt.
And one final question. This is much different from some of the commercials that we hear and some of the ads that we see about getting you out of debt and settling.
Absolutely. And when you listen to those commercials and you hear something about getting out of debt fast and reducing the amount that you owe, chances are you've been talking to a debt settlement company. And we can get into debt pretty quickly, but it takes a little while to get out of it, and you need to systematically repay that debt back to your creditors. And be careful of who you're working with. Ask them what their credentials are. Are they accredited? Are their counselors certified? Are they licensed by the state to provide services?
GreenPath Debt Solutions. Jane McNamara, thank you for being with us at the Michigan Money Summit, the WWJ Michigan Money Summit.